he doesn't call out to Allah. He says, "O Creator, O one who created me." And he is sincere in his heart. He calls out to him, whatever name he uses. And he says, "I want to be guided to the truth." This person can never be refused guidance because he has sincerity. And how many are the people, I personally know, and everyone who is in da'wah or everyone who has convert friends, they would know this, that one of the ways so many people convert, they just, at a moment like this brother just said, the story of use of Islam, and so many others, at a moment of tribulation, a moment of difficulty, they turn out and they say, "Oh God, save me now, and I will dedicate my life to worshipping you or practicing the faith that you love." And I know of a famous doctor now who, this was it, that his son was dying in front of his eyes. Literally. He was in the hospital, and the doctor said he has a few minutes left. So, and he was not practicing his whole life. He entered the chapel, he leant down in front of the icon that's there, and he didn't call it, he said, "Oh God, I promise you this, that if you save my son, I will dedicate my life." He was an atheist type. "I will dedicate my life to searching for the right religion and practicing to the best of my capability." He said he walked back into that room, stood up and walked back, and doctors were like, a miracle has occurred. And it had occurred. And to this day his son is alive. So then after that he started searching Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism. Everyone rejected. When he came to Islam, immediately he accepted it. And alhamdulillah, he's a good friend of mine now living in Medina, a famous doctor there. So this shows you that these type of things happen. This is a karamah that occurs. When he wants to be guided, Allah will guide him. It is not possible that a person seeks guidance and he is refused guidance as long as he is sincere in his seeking of it. Okay, you have mentioned that the Qur'an will be preserved till the Day of Judgment. I have heard that the Shia have changed the Qur'an. Is this true? Certain groups of the Shias have certain surahs that are not found in our Qur'an, Surah Al-Wilaya and other surahs, and they believe that the Qur'an that we have has been changed. The Shias in general, the majority of Shias, believe that our Qur'an has not been preserved. Any person who believes that the Qur'an has not been preserved is not a Muslim. It is that simple. Because Allah says, "Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikra wa inna lahu lahafidhun." We have revealed the Qur'an and we will preserve it. So any human being who believes that the Qur'an has not been preserved, has been tampered with, that it is not complete or there are verses missing, he is not a Muslim. You can call him whatever you want, but he is not a Muslim. And this is, like I said, the official belief of the Shia religion. But many Shias are ignorant of this fact. So if you meet an average Shia on the street, he might not know that his religion teaches this. But if you go back to their books, and if you go back to their real scholars and you extract the truth from them, you will know that the Shias believe that the Qur'an has been tampered with by us, that we have left out verses commanding us to put Ali in charge and do this and that to him. Basically the aqidah, that they have. So this is their belief. But like I said, there are some groups, not all. Some of them, they have different surahs as well, Surah Al-Wilaya and other surahs. But this doesn't mean that they have changed the Qur'an. The kuffar have tried to imitate the Qur'an. But the point is, we know the imitation from the truth, and that is why it doesn't affect us. If we know the truth, now look at the Christians, ask them, what is the real Old Testament and New Testament? They don't know. They have so many versions, so many translations, This is where we say, look, we know our real book. There's no doubt about it. Everything else is clearly proven to be a fabrication and a forgery. The second question, you mentioned that there are only two things that you can be jealous of. If I'm jealous of you and would like to be able to speak the way you do, and also of your knowledge, is that allowed? Inshallah, there are people much better than me that speak, and obviously there are many, many people more knowledgeable than me, so be jealous of them, inshallah. And yes, you should be jealous of these type of people, because in one version of this hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, instead of the memorizer, he said the one who has been given knowledge and he teaches it to others. So, and we said in reality the person of knowledge is also a hafiz of the Qur'an. In reality, the true alim must be a hafiz. You cannot start doing talab al-ilm, you cannot start doing real ilm until you have memorized the Qur'an in itself. So there are two narrations of this hadith. One of them says a reciter of the Qur'an, another one says a person of knowledge who teaches it to others. The third question, how is the best way of truly understanding the Qur'an if you don't understand Arabic well? Very good question. If you don't understand Arabic well, what I advise you to do And I'm going to also answer another question which has not been asked. I was hoping it would be asked, is that how should we establish a relationship with the Qur'an to understand the Qur'an? What you should do is you should have a number of things that you are doing simultaneously. You should, number one, continually memorize Qur'an. Even if it is a verse every 5 days. In other words, you have a verse and you try for 5 days to memorize it. Have some type of enthusiasm, some type of attempt to try to increase your knowledge of the Qur'an. Number two, to recite some Qur'an every day. Every day. Let not a day go by of your life except that you recite some Qur'an. Even if it is 5 minutes, 2 minutes even. Recite some Qur'an in Arabic. And number three, set aside your schedule as well to understand the Qur'an more. So if you speak Arabic, go to the books of tafsir. If you don't speak Arabic, go to the translations and to the English books of tafsir. The best translation I would recommend is the translation by Sahih International. It is a green book. It says translated by Sahih International. It doesn't have a name on it. This, in my opinion, is the most accurate and the most fluent in English translation. Also, there is Tafsir ibn Kathir that has been translated, a condensed version. It's in 10 volumes, printed by Dar es-Salaam, translated to English. And so this is also a reference that you should have. So every brother and sister should set aside some time of his life in his daily schedule. The best thing to do, in my opinion, suppose you wake up at 7 o'clock, wake up at 6:45 even. Just 15 minutes. 5 minutes, recite some Qur'an. Just between you and Allah, your act of worship. Make your heart soft. Give it the food. Just like you feed your body, feed your soul. Increase your iman. 5 minutes, look up some type of tafsir, some type of translation to understand some meaning. And 5 minutes, try to memorize something as well. That's all you need. Just a few minutes a day. Obviously, the more you do, the better it is. But there has to be some type of relationship with the Qur'an. This is the food of the heart, the food of the soul. Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, once Ibn al-Qayyim visited his student after Fajr, an hour or two, and he was still sitting and just reciting Qur'an and doing zikr. After he had finished, Ibn Taymiyyah said, "This is the food that I need to give to my soul every day. If I don't do this, my day is not complete." So after Fajr, he would sit down, and this is the Sunnah time to sit down as well. And he would just do the zikrs from the Sunnah, recite Qur'an, nothing with other people, just between himself and Allah. And then he just happened to remark to his student that this is the food of my soul and spirit. This is the food of my heart. Just like I need to feed my body, this is the food that I give to my heart. So we too need to feed our bodies and souls. We need to feed our spirit, and the food of the spirit is the Qur'an, is the knowledge. So just a few minutes a day, take it aside and try to increase your Qur'an, your understanding and your memorization, and Allah Azza wa Jalla knows best. Okay, if there are any questions on the topic first.
Are there any other questions? Please raise your hand. Any questions? Please keep the questions on the topic.
Any more questions on the topic? None? Take a little bit.
Okay. Inshallah, that was very beneficial for all of you. Just take a few minutes mental break before we start on to the next session. I know sometimes you get so much information, your brain just can't handle it. You've got to switch off, just listen up a bit. And I've got a couple of announcements while everyone's stretching. Again, I just wanted to say, don't forget about the CD and the course summary, which you've got here. Please collect these at the end. The CD is, I mentioned before, it's very useful. It's got 75 lectures by Sheikh Yasser Qadi and by also Sheikh Muhammad Sharif, who was with us just a couple of weeks ago in Sydney. It's got several articles on Islam which you'll find very useful, and also it's got some nasheed which you'll find some of the most popular nasheeds as well on the CD. So don't forget to collect the CD before you leave, and also the course summary, which covers most of the points of the Sheikh. But the summary is basically just a very short, brief, sort of condensed form of what we've done here today. If you want real knowledge, and if you want to get a real reference, then please go back to the recommended text for the course, And this is the book that was written by the Sheikh Yasir Qadi, titled An Introduction to the Sciences of the Qur'an. And I've personally read this book